I'm here with Karen Ong, CEO and founder of myhappyplanet.com. Karen, can you introduce yourself, please?
Thank you for having me here, Bruno. So I'm Karen Ong, the CEO and founder of myhappyplanet.com. I'm also a second-year student at Harvard Business School right now and started My Happy Planet exactly a year ago. I love language learning. I love learning about different cultures. I love to travel, and that's really the passion that I'm bringing into My Happy Planet.
Okay, so I really like your website and then the concept of your website. So what service do you bring on the web?
Right, so for me, because of my passion for language learning, culture, and travel, I thought, what if you could apply the social networking model to language learning and really enable people to learn in a much more effective and dynamic way? So that was really the genesis of My Happy Planet. Then upon interviewing language learners who are like me and also based upon my own language learning experience, we found that there are several problems that language learners face, and there are three of them. First, there's no access to native speakers that you could practice with. So you could read, you could write in a foreign language, but then when you're confronted with a situation when you need to actually speak the language, for example, when you travel, you just can't do it. Then secondly, it's just really expensive. Those Rosetta Stone CD-ROMs, for example, cost $200 per CD, and it's just extremely expensive. And last, it's just really boring to learn from audiobooks, to read textbooks, to sit in a classroom and listen to a teacher. And those are the three main problems that My Happy Planet plans to solve. So My Happy Planet, when I describe it to people, is really social networking for language learning and cultural exchange. And when I say that, I mean that we have a platform that enables people to learn in a fun and dynamic way. So for example, if I'm in China and I want to learn English, and you're here and you want to learn Chinese, the platform then enables both of us to find each other and then to start practicing with a native speaker. And you could practice with each other through a variety of ways. First, you could do it real time. So we have integrated MSN, Skype, and Yahoo so that people could chat with each other in real time without giving away their email addresses. Second, you could also do it offline. So we have a messaging system that's similar to email or to the messaging system that's on Facebook, but we've enhanced that with tools that really facilitate language learning. For example, we have a phrase translator that you could easily access. So if you forget how to say hello in Spanish, if you're learning Spanish, you could easily access that translator and say, hello, translate this into Spanish, then it'll say, ¿qué tal? And you could cut and paste that onto your message before sending that to your friend. The other tool that we have is a tool that's very similar to the track changes feature on Microsoft Word, so that you could then correct your friend's message. For example, if I were learning Spanish and I send you a reply or a message that's in Spanish, and of course it'll be full of grammatical errors, full of spelling mistakes, you could then correct my mistakes before sending me your response to the message. When I receive your response, I then see not only your response, but in addition to that, my original message full of the cross-outs and corrections that you've just made.
So how do I register to your website, and how do I need to build, it's a social network, so how do I build my network and how do I get in contact with other language learners?
Right, so we have today 100,000 members from 160 countries around the world, and we've been around for only 6 months, so I'm extremely happy with that progress that we've made. So if you're a language learner and you want to find a partner to speak with, all you have to do is say, I speak English, I want to learn Spanish, and you say search, and it'll then show you all the members on the site that match your language learning objectives, i.e. people who speak Spanish and want to learn English, which is your native language.
So you actually don't take on any other internet online language learning. You are taking on Berlitz and you're taking on Rosetta Stone straight away.
Absolutely. I mean, if you look at the language learning market today, it's extremely huge. There's $100 billion spent every year on language learning products and services. And really, since the introduction of CD-ROMs, which gave rise to Rosetta Stone, there hasn't been a lot of innovation in this space. And with My Happy Planet, I really hope to create something that will completely change the way people learn languages, that will enable people to learn in a much more effective and fun way.
So, one question I've got to ask you. I register to your website and I want to learn Chinese, and I try to hook up with someone who's willing to teach me Chinese. And how do I know it's just a simple user who's looking to learn a language from me, or looking to give a lesson, and not an actually professional teacher? How do you sort these two people?
So today we only have language learners on the site. We don't have teachers yet. That's something that we do plan to introduce later. But today we only have language learners who are truly passionate not only about learning languages, but also about helping other people within the community to learn languages. And of course, if there is any abuse in the community, like for example, if you have someone who's posing as a user but is really a teacher trying to solicit students, then that's something that we don't tolerate, and we definitely have features such as report this user that will allow users to report people who misbehave within the community. And when someone reports another user who does abuse the community, we definitely take action immediately and disable that user's account. No questions asked.
So how do you plan? Clearly, it's a free service. How do you plan to monetize it?
So today we monetize this site only through advertising. That's our single revenue source today. But in the future, there is plan to introduce other types of services that are premium and that users would find it valuable to subscribe to or to pay for, like for example, teachers who are experts. So all of the services on the site today are all by members, so i.e. the peer-to-peer learning, that's all members teaching other members, and we have video tutorials and lessons on the site that are all for free, all of them user-generated, but in the future there's definitely opportunity to also introduce premium services, for example, professionally created videos and lessons that will add value to the user's language learning experience, and that could also allow us to monetize the site.
So what's next for you? 100,000 users in 6 months. Where do you see the future?
Oh, definitely is to continue growing the site. So very happy that we have 100,000 members today, and the goal is definitely to have many, many millions of users. There are 1.5 billion people around the world learning English alone. So if you think about the potential that the site could become, you know, it's just gigantic. We definitely plan to grow even faster than we have before. So we're very fortunate in that we've had angel investors backing us recently, so that should allow us to grow even faster than we have over the last 6 months. Of course, the plan is also to make the user's experience even better by introducing services that really improve their language learning experience. For example, we just launched the video tutorials and lessons features that I described earlier. So we now have about 3,000 video tutorials and lessons, all of them user-generated, and users just love these two features. So you have videos ranging from, here are, you know, basic pinyin tones and pronunciation in Chinese, to here are the 10 most commonly used slangs in America, to here are 10 things you should never ever do when you visit China for the Olympics. So fun things like that that really enable people to learn not just the language that they want to learn, but more importantly, the culture surrounding that language. So our vision is definitely to continue to make our users' experience better, more fun, more dynamic, and that's really what drives us every day here at My Happy Planet.
Well, thanks a lot for your time, Karen, and good luck for the future.